Welcome back to MLB Network. Today, we're going to be talking about who will be the most surprising team to come out of the second half of the season. Today, I have Ryan Schlesinger, Jacob Orlick, and Sam Durrell. Ryan, who will be your most surprising player to come out? Surprising team to come out.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's going to have to be the New York Mets. The Mets are now only 3 games below 500. They are 6-0 since Grimace threw out the first pitch at Citi Field. And to be quite honest with you, they were 10 games below 500, it felt like, a few weeks ago. They are just not that bad, and it's pretty easy to get a wild card spot in the National League because of how many mediocre teams there are. And the Mets are going to be competing. I think they can get the 5th or 6th wild card spot, make a playoff run. This roster really isn't that bad. Francisco Alvarez, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, now JD Martinez is starting to get hot. These guys could catch fire, and if they're all hitting at the same time, they could do pretty well, not to mention Christian Scott getting more big league experience. Mark Vientos is catching fire. I think things are starting to go right for the Mets, and I'm very skeptical of their bullpen. That's the one thing I will say. But if Edwin Diaz can bounce back and have a good second half in that closer role, then the Mets could be a pretty tough team to beat in the National League.
All right, what's your take, Sam?
All right, I'm going to go with a surprising one here. I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals, and you may think that's crazy, but cheesy season is over. If you check your MLB standings app, the Nationals are currently in the playoffs. Despite being 1 game below 500, this is largely due to the fact that they were just able to beat the lowly Miami Marlins in a series. However, I think that this is a really young, developing team. Starting pitching starting to look really well with DJ Hers and Mackenzie Gore, as well as that lineup. Lane Thomas finally coming back from injury. They've got C.J. Abrams up there and Joey Meneses. When that bat warms up, that ball can go a long way. So I think the Nationals, they can heat up. I mean, the wild card is wide open right now. They've been developing the farm for a while, so get a couple prospects, and just like that, Washington's back in the playoffs.
It's pretty nice. And what's your take, Jacob?
I believe that the team that's going to come out the strongest in the second half of the season is going to be the Kansas City Royals and Bobby Witt Jr. You know, he's a guy, 11 home runs on the season, nothing too special, but his batting average, the best on the team, and he's look at my notes here. He's also leading the team in RBIs, and well, he's tied with home runs with Salvador Perez, but I truly believe that this team is going to be one that's going to catch fire. You know, they're going to build off momentum. They have a pretty easy schedule coming up. They're playing the A's, they're playing the Marlins, and they're playing the Rangers. They got this team the teams that they're playing, they're building momentum off it, and they're going to finish strong in the second half of the season.
It's pretty good takes. We're going to be accepting callers now that you've heard what we said. Yeah.
We have Lev calling in here from Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. Lev, what's your take?
Lev can't get to the phone right now. I'm Declan Day from Santa Monica, California. I want to hear your guys' take on how the Los Angeles Dodgers and Mookie Betts with his fractured hand are going to do in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are still going to be fine. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to the IL. It doesn't seem like anything too serious. It might be just a little precautionary. But the Dodgers, they have the depth to recover from this stuff. Miguel Rojas, he's been really good. He hit he went 3 for 4 last night, filling in for Mookie Betts' role at shortstop. And they still have some elite players in this lineup. Max Muncy, Will Smith, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman. When they're all healthy at the same time, the Dodgers will be fine. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter how many games they win in the regular season. As long as they lock down that NL West, which they have a massive lead right now over that pretty mediocre division outside of the Dodgers, if they get into the playoffs, they just got to prove everyone wrong who's been saying that they can't win in the playoffs, because they really haven't since 2020, but I think this might be their year.
I believe so, too. This might actually be their year.
I will say I'm not concerned about the Dodgers, but if I had a stock in them right now, I would sell it, because I think that the rest of the season is going to go downhill after these 2 injuries. The injury bug bites everyone. It's been the Atlanta Braves early. It's been a couple other teams. That's why that wild card race is really just flat out depressing. But if we look at it from just a spectator standpoint, I would sell my stock right now in the Dodgers. I think that they've probably peaked in terms of win percentage. That doesn't mean that they'll have a good playoffs. I just think that it's probably going to go a little bit downhill from here, at least until they can finally sort of just boost up the life again in the bottom half of that lineup at the trade deadline.
Have anything to say, Jacob?
Yeah, I agree with Sam, everything that he said. Injuries killed the Atlanta Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., out for the season. Yeah, the Dodgers, I don't see them really going anywhere. This is just not their year. Maybe next year. There's always next year.
There is always next year. And that's going to be it for MLB Network. See ya.